Here we go.
Yes, people. What's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. And let's be honest, guys, that draw against Fulham at home, I cannot believe we drew that game. Like, I get it. I understand what led to the draw, but going into this game, if you would have told me we would have drawn this game, I would have been like, you're lying. It's impossible. Fulham at home, a team that we tend to always beat. I get it. It wasn't the most convincing performance last year either. But wow, I'm taken back by it. This is an absolute embarrassment because this is a team that is supposed to be competing for the league. This is a team that is supposed to be challenging for the league. This is a team that is supposed to be pushing on from last season, and we're dropping points against Fulham at home. I can't believe it. This feels like a loss. This does not feel like this does not feel like 1 point gain. This is 2 points dropped. I don't want to hear anything about it. We were poor in the first half. The team selection from the beginning was poor because Mikel Arteta even himself acknowledged it by making sure he subbed off Trossard in the second half. The whole entire team was not ready from minute one, as you have found. Bukayo Saka's poor pass gave it directly to Paulinho, and Pereira, and he shot it. Ramsdale's positioning was off. Ben White was nowhere to be found, and Saliba can't recover for the whole right side. So what happens? We're down 1-0. And at that point, I am shocked. But I'm saying, you know what? It's fine. We're down 1-0. We're going to get back into this game. Calm down. Once the floodgates open, We're going to score. We're going to be good. What happens? We don't score a goal. The first half is absolutely disgusting, embarrassing. They shut up shop, and we couldn't do nothing. Second half begins. Mikel Arteta brings on Eddie Nketiah. First good decision of the night. Then he also, I don't know why Gabriel Magalhaes is not starting or Zinchenko is not starting if they're fit. I don't want to see Partey and Ben White anymore. If we are going to play both of them in that team, it doesn't make sense. Put Ben White back at right back. Play Partey. If you're going to play him in the midfield, don't play him at right back. I'm done with the right back experiment. It's not working. It's not working. Change it up. And then, second half, Fábio Vieira comes on. Zinchenko comes on. Finally, a little spark, a little something. I'm happy. Finally, we do something. But no, we get the 2-goal lead. We get the goal from Saka's penalty. I was wondering who's going to take the penalty, Saka or Martin Odegaard. We get the Eddie Nketiah goal. We're 2-1 up. Mikel Arteta is trying to get a third. Instead of shoring up the game, he's taking off Declan Rice. He's taking off all these guys. And what's happening is we now have Jesus in the game. We're gone gung-ho. Zinchenko makes a mistake. They get a corner from it. Next thing you know, lackluster defending costs us. Paulinho gets the equalizer. And now we're left here, leaving the Emirates with 1 point after the game was in our hands at the end of the game. It was in our hands. We fully let them take those 2 points. And this is why it feels like a loss. This is why I can't believe we drew. And this is not what a team that is supposed to be competing for the league does. This is not what a team that is supposed to be showing that they're going to fight for the major trophies does. This was an embarrassing performance. And welcome, Gunnar Souls. I need to talk to some of the people in the chat, but bro, that was an embarrassment. And people are going to talk about Kai Havertz. I see Fatur in the chat already. Answer for your crimes. We will talk. All love, Egal. We will talk soon. All love. Bro, let me know what you want to talk about. Because if you want to talk about Kai Havertz, we're going to get on to Kai Havertz. Because I felt like Kai Havertz in the first half was not the only person that was poor. I thought Bukayo Saka was poor. I thought the only attacking threat was coming from Martinelli. I thought the whole back line with Saliba, Saliba was the only solid person in that whole back line.
No, that's a lie. But okay,
that's what I thought, at least. When it comes to the right side, it was an absolute shambles. Partey, Ben White doing the overlapping thing. What are we, Sheffield United from 2 years ago? Like, this is not working. Mikel Arteta needs to make sure he finds the tweaks and everything else. Because before the game, I was like, wow, look at that bench. Look at that starting 11. Look at that team. We're ready. But the game starts, and it seems like the formation was not ready from the jump. And I'm just going to show everyone the formation before we go any further, Souls, because we spoke about this last week. We spoke about this last week, and we said we were quite concerned about it.
No,
And
I'm not concerned. You're
you're not
concerned.
concerned about the shape?
Nope.
Why is that?
Because guess what happened last season? Okay, I want to ask everyone one question. Did everyone like the system last year?
No.
So you don't like our system last year, Zinchenko playing left back?
No,
Ben
a lot of people were criticizing Zinchenko.
Saliba.
But my point
do you
is,
like that or don't you like that? No, I just want a simple. Did you like the back four with Zinchenko in it with Gabriel White at right back and Saliba right centre back?
I did.
It's the same
But
thing.
not at the
We had the same
beginning.
issue. It was the same issue.
Not at the beginning, obviously, but eventually I grew to like it.
Same issue. Came to the middle of the season. Guess what happened? Bournemouth scored against us. Fulham nearly scored against us. We had another opportunity on the left-hand side from kickoff. It's happened last season. But the only difference is because it's happening on the right-hand side, everyone's losing their heads. It's always happened. This isn't new. This is just because we invert one of our fullbacks. This has always been the case. Unless you want to criticize the entire system.
Why it's different?
It's
the
not
reason
different.
why it's different is because this time we have a situation where we have Ben White pushing up closer to Odegaard. We have Partey so almost touching distance to Saka, and it's a situation.
Gabriel Magalhaes plays at the edge of the box sometimes.
It's a situation where Saliba is basically covering for this whole side. These two were non-existent in the midfield, and Saka's one pass, which was taken off him, the player had nobody in front of him. When Pereira scored,
yes, because Saka made a mistake. That's not a problem with the system. That's Saka being an idiot. Call it out for what it is. I don't understand why we're blaming the system for Saka making a bad pass. If that bad pass doesn't happen and Saka holds the ball, the shape is fine. The shape is actually fine. It's the fact that Saka made a mistake. When a mistake is made, players are not going to be where you want them to be because it's an attacking shape now. We're in possession. In possession shape is always different to when we're off the possession. And also, who the hell thought Saka was going to mispass it there? How do you mispass it there? That's the reality. Call it out for what it is. It's not a system problem. It's a mistake that was made by a player that caused that goal to happen. Whereas with last season, you could actually blame the shape because no one made a mistake. It was all to do with positioning. Today wasn't positioning. We were in possession. In possession, shape was right. But because Saka decided, I'm just going to pass it to Pereira, that's why the goal happened. That's the reality behind it. But the thing is, people want to... You know what it is? Everyone wants to trust Arteta until things go wrong like this. And then they just want to blame it on Arteta. The reality is, for me, it's Saka cost us that goal. And no one wants to say it because it's Saka. If that was any other player, if that was Kai Havertz, no one would say Ben White was out of position. No one would say Partey's out of position. They'll say Kai Havertz made a bad pass. Declan Rice made a bad pass. Odegaard made a bad pass. But because it's Starboy, we can't call it out for what it is. And that's what I personally believe. Against the likes of United, City, your Liverpools, you're not going to see this team. This isn't the way we play. Zinchenko's unfit. We don't have Timbers. We don't have Tomiyasu. He's trying to make it work. Okay, let's talk about this situation. Business end of the season. Yeah, we have the same predicament on the left-hand side, but we've only got Kiwior and Zinchenko's maybe fit, right? What do we do then? Because people are going to say, shit, he's never tried it. We've never had a plan B. What are we going to do? But now that he's trying the Partey right back and trying to see, okay, here's the flaws I'm getting with the system and how to tweak it in training. So if those injuries, suspensions, or whatever happens in the future, we're ready for that dilemma. Because the problem we've had all season, last season, was we didn't have a plan B. We didn't have another way of playing. We didn't have the ability to maybe invert from the other side. And now he's trying to put those corrections in place, in my opinion. And I'm all for it. Look, am I disappointed we drew that game? 100%. But am I going to lose my head over it? No, because I think it's a bump in the road. Guess what's going to happen? There's going to be a result that shocks you that Man City lost or drew as well. It's too early to lose our heads. People are calling for Arteta's head. People are calling for this entire thing to just be destroyed. We just need to be calm. And that's the way I feel about it.
You know what? I like that approach, but I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna put my everything aside. Bukayo Saka, I feel like, has credit in the bank, but he is at fault for this.
Who cares? I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He definitely is at fault for that. He's definitely at fault for the goal.
All right. If you look at it, did you expect Saka to do that? Ever.
No, I don't think the players did either. So I'm just going to show everyone on the screen what we're talking about. So Bukayo Saka has the ball here. He plays the ball between Ben White and who is this? Is this Odegaard?
No, that's not Odegaard. Odegaard's in front of him. That is
Partey? So Partey's in here. That's Partey, right?
I don't know who is that, bro. That picture is weird. I can't tell who it is.
You can't tell who's who.
But you know, the second player, but that's not Odegaard though.
Is that Havertz?
Is it Havertz? No, Havertz is up
there.
Okay,
so that's Declan Rice. That's Declan Rice. And okay, so I'm just watching the video back again. So this is Partey here. Can you see the arrow?
Yeah, I can see Partey. Yeah.
This is Partey here. Just below the referee.
Who's the next to Ben White?
The person looking at Pereira is Declan Rice, and this is Ben White. So what happened in this situation? Saka played the ball between them back. Who's he playing the ball to? It's fully Saka's fault. I agree with you there. It is Saka's fault. I was looking at the positioning of the right back in the center half and saying, why are they so forward? But in this situation, Saliba is left for dead and Pereira straight in. Saka's 100% at fault. There's numerous people at fault. Also, you could also say that Aaron Ramsdale's also at fault for his part in the mistake. The whole team is complacent for that goal. But the person who put us under the pressure, of course, is Saka. And I'm not going to shy away from it. Saka made that mistake. But we've been making early mistakes as a team, as a collective, before this. So I'm not only putting it on Saka. Yes, he's going to probably get a pass from a lot of fans because he has so much credit in the bank. And even though he made that mistake, he did go on to scoring a penalty to try to make things better. I understand that people scapegoat certain players and they favor other players. So if this was Kai Havertz, he would have got a lot more stick. So I fully get your point. But to me, Aaron Ramsdale also has a part to play in this too. His positioning was completely off. Pereira's shot was weak. It should have never gone in the first place. Aaron Ramsdale's one person at fault. You can say Saka's the most at fault. Then maybe we can go to the positioning of the defenders. But I feel like the whole reason why this whole thing was happening was because we're still trying to figure out this new system.
Yeah, but to say someone can't make a pass because you're figuring out a system when there's two options to make a pass to, make it lighter. There was no one behind them to. So why are you making such a heavy pass in the first place? That's the problem I have with it. Look, I'm not here. Look, for me, I just called the mistake. I don't care whether Saka makes it. There's nothing about credit. But if you want to criticize the system, then we've got to criticize everything Arteta's done because this is nothing new to what he's doing. The only difference is we're doing it on the right-hand side. Do you know what would have happened? The left-hand side would have made that mistake and the goal would have come from the left. It's happened last season, and that's the issue I have. So unless you're wanting to call everything Arteta's done out, I don't understand why this particular system is being called out because it's the same as what he's done last season.
Okay, what about the fact that Mikel Arteta made changes? He made changes, and those changes worked to perfection. Let's be honest, to a certain degree. Fábio Vieira changed the game. Zinchenko, until he made the mistake at the end, was very good, positive change. And the reason why he brought Eddie Nketiah in makes me feel like he knew he made a mistake taking him out in the first place. He shouldn't have never took him out. Trossard, as much as everyone has called for Trossard, you got Trossard in the first half. He was basically useless.
No, I think I've called it already. I said Arteta's game management in the sort of 3 games we've seen, I think have been pretty spot on. And, you know, that's the way I see it. Like when you bought Zinchenko, when you bought Fábio Vieira on, look, they're massive calls to make because Fábio Vieira, I've always said it, give him time. I've always stand with that. A lot of people want him gone. Everyone's like, sell him, even though it's only been a season. I've always said, I think he needs a bit of time to get used to what's happening. And when he came on, I thought he was superb. You know, that is maybe, you know, if he had scored that goal at the end, that would have been the perfect substitution performance we've probably seen at the Emirates. And for me, more of that. I need that more. And that's, you know, the game management we've been asking. Arteta finally got it right. He made it at the right time. He got Eddie on at halftime because he saw Trossard wasn't working. We're starting to see Arteta be a little bit more ruthless in his decision-making. Trossard was hard. Let's be real. He was. I don't know what he did, good or bad, and that's the problem. And he made the change early, which is what we've been asking for. Then he saw, okay, that's not working. Havertz isn't working. He took him off. He saw a partey at right back isn't working. Let's bring Zinchenko on. Yes, he didn't bring on our favourite in terms of Gabriel Magalhaes. Maybe he should have done that. But for me, it worked, and we need to give him credit for at least trying to change the game. And
I'm confused. People saying stop twerking. Answer the question. What question?
What question?
I've said that Partey needs to play in the midfield. I've said that Zinchenko needs to start. People now want to talk about Kai Havertz. Everyone just wants to talk about Kai Havertz. Let's talk about Kai Havertz.
Okay.
Was he bad? I get
Today,
it.
yes.
He was not clinical at all. He was poor in front of goal. And if it was Eddie Nketiah or somebody else in his position, they probably score one of those, score one of the chances or one of the opportunities where he was walking in front of the goal. Maybe he gets that. But for me personally, I'm looking at the whole game, and I'm saying to myself, there was a lot of Kai Havertz is looked at and being judged at a harsher level at other people. Saka, as you said, it was already one guy who was bad. There's a lot of other players that were bad. Kai Havertz in himself, are you going to say to yourself, sit there and say, yo, Kai Havertz was worse than, I don't know, give me an example.
Trossard, Martinelli was one of the worst in the pitch for me.
Are you going to say Kai Havertz was worse than Partey? Like, there was a lot of people that were at fault for today's draw. You see, it feels like a loss. But I acknowledge that he struggled to get into the game. He didn't make too many passes. As a midfielder in our system, he was quite non-existent at times. Really only got 22 passes as a midfielder in our team, but he did create 2 chances. And and he also had another chance that he created that was a disallowed goal because he was offside. He needs to improve with his offsides. But overall, I'm not sitting here saying Kai Havertz was terrible. This was an absolute shocking game. He just frustrated me with one miss. Really and truly, it was one miss. Not a bad game overall. But guess what? Because we bought him for 65 million, because he's one of the main signings, because he's Kai Havertz and he's come from Chelsea, he's going to be treated a lot harsher than anybody else. And that's just the reality. First half, everyone was poor, but he's going to be criticized the most.
Now, there's a few things, right? I've always said Havertz, when Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus return to the team, you'll start to see the best of him. The reality is Havertz is making all the right runs and no one's picking him out. The other problem that you've got is, I don't know what's gone into Martinelli's head. I don't know if it's his ego, his attitude, but actually the whole fucking team at the moment, yeah, they're too selfish. No one's playing for each other, and that's part of the problem as well that Havertz is having to suffer from. And also, the one opportunity he had, that it was between him and the defender, it was a very 50-50. I don't know why people are blaming him so much for it. Okay, yes, he could have been more urgent on the second opportunity where Saka whipped it in, but Trossard could have done the same. He could have rushed in as well. So I feel like what happens is, because Havertz is they're making him the scapegoat at the moment because they don't want to criticize their favorite players. Martinelli had at least 7 to 8 chances to score a single goal and didn't do it. He made all the wrong decisions, but no one will say his name. The whole thing of having credit, I don't get it. Criticizing a player for a bad game is criticizing a player for a bad game. It doesn't mean you want him gone. It doesn't mean sell him. It just means you're calling them out for what their performances were. For me, Martinelli deserves so much more stick than he's currently getting. And I'm not saying abuse the player, but call him out, because he's had, I can, off the top of my head, rattle off 7 opportunities he had in that first half, and he didn't score 1. He didn't make the right decision for 1 of those 7 chances. Whereas with Havertz, people can say 1 clear-ish cut opportunity and they want to criticize the hell out of him. That for me is unfair, and I don't care how people want to see it. And I get it. You know, Martinelli and Saka both have done more for the club than Havertz has. But for me, when you want to isolate a player, I am always going to challenge you on saying, what did Saka and Martinelli do? Because Saka, bar the penalty, did nothing.
Okay, I'll put my hand up. Kai Havertz can ride bench for a little bit. He doesn't have to start every game. That's one thing that we can do. But in the same breath, it doesn't take away that there's other issues, like Partey playing right back, like the fact that we're 2-1 up, and we go on to give away possession.
So the whole right, but let's talk about that bit. Yeah, what do you propose Arteta does?
This is the thing. Eddie Nketiah should start until Jesus is fully fit.
No, that's fine. But I want to know the defensive line. What should have Arteta done to keep his system the way it is, but also, you know, please the fans? I just want to know what.
Go back to playing Ben White at right back. Play Zinchenko at left back. Bring back Gabriel
Zinchenko's not
Magalhaes.
fit. Otherwise, he would have
Gabriel
started.
Magalhaes into this team.
No. Zinchenko, you can't. Zinchenko can't play because he's not fit.
Okay. So what bring back Gabriel Magalhaes, put Ben White right back, and leave KBR left back.
But that then interrupts the system, though. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Who inverts out of them? Ben White can't do it.
So then we don't need to necessarily have Kai Havertz on the pitch. You can go with
okay. We can even take Havertz out. We'll take Havertz out and put Partey there, Declan, whoever. I don't care. But the point is, who out of those four is going to do the inverting job? Because there is a system to be played. Because then you lose that attacking threat, you lose the overlaps, you lose the ability for the wingers to have support. So who does that supporting role?
So you're saying regardless, he's going to play Partey right back until we get Zinchenko back that can play left back.
Zinchenko, Timbers, or potentially Tomiyasu even. Because the problem that we have is people need to understand, look, Arteta has certain it's becoming more and more evident. He's got certain non-negotiables to what his system has to do. One of the fullbacks has to invert to bring more midfield numbers in because that's the way he's going to dominate these games. So when he looks at it, he's looking at, okay, Partey right now has played right back for Atletico Madrid. He understands the role to some degree. And also him and Rice in the midfield allows Rice to push forward and overload the box a little bit more. So that's the way he wants to play. The thing is, we can disagree. But what I'm trying to say is, if we're looking at his system, what is the best solution right now? Because Kiwior and Ben White, both being on the fullbacks, isn't going to work either. Because that's going to bring his own problems to the team. Then you're going to say Martinelli's isolated and he's got no support. You're going to say Saka.
I don't know why you keep talking about Martinelli. The chemistry between Martinelli and that left side is off. That's the reality. There's no,
I'm not saying that. What I said is, what the complaints are then going to be is he has no support because no one's overlapping or supporting him.
As much as you saying Martinelli did not finish any of his chances, let's be honest. From the front three, who was the most attacking threat? It was him.
But he was also the one. But you're scoffing.
Even though you're saying he should have scored all these chances, he's the only one putting himself in those chances. This is why when we're talking about Martinelli, I am not going to have any level of blame on him for this draw. I think the draw. Let's be real.
It goes down acceptable to miss 8 to 7 to 8 chances, though?
What?
Is it acceptable to miss 7 to 8 clear-cut chances? That on another day he definitely scored.
He took 4 shots.
I'll show you. He had pure opportunities to score.
He took 4 shots, bro.
Bro, he had so many opportunities. When you watch that game back, you'll see he had pure opportunities. Ben White found him at least 4 times himself.
No. I get that. But this is another reason why I'm saying he was one of our more attacking threats. If you want to say he's wasteful, the whole team was wasteful. That's the reality.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Call it all out. I'm not calling just Martinelli out. But the thing is, no one's willing to talk about Martinelli missing multiple opportunities. And I said it, Saka had an awful game. I don't even care he scored. He still was shit. Let's be real. He wasn't even good. He was just poor. And that's the thing. I just want to call it all out. I'm not saying to protect Havertz or anything. But what I'm saying is, when people want to hyper-analyze Havertz for having 1 chance, we've got to call out the people who had even more chance. And I'm saying it, talk about Trossard as well, because he was poor. People call for him, even myself, I called for him to start, and I said he's the most Jesus replacement we have. But the reality is, Eddie Nketiah, when he came on, did way more in those, 20, 30 minutes he had. Oh, no, sorry, the second half that he played.
Who is to blame for you in this draw? 100% on Arteta?
I'm going to, personally, if I'm going to blame people, I'm going to go 30% Arteta, and I'm going to go 70% the players. Not an individual. I just think the whole squad.
Okay, so I'm going to do a poll. Who's to blame? Who is to blame? I'm saying, I want to know, guys. Also, do me a favor, hit that like button. We have 118 of you guys in the chat right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let me know. We're going to try to get engaging with you guys in the comment section. Sorry, I haven't been able to. But of course, if you want to make sure we read out your comment, you can also submit a super chat. That helps out the channel massively. So I'm going to say, who's to blame for this? People are going to say Arteta. Some people are going to say Havertz. That's the truth. You know that, right? Some people are just
I already know. Yeah.
Other people are going to say Other people are going to say the defense. Right? So other people are going to blame the defense. For example, Partey, right back. And then what's the final thing that you'd say?
So what have you put? Arteta, Havertz, who?
Arteta, Havertz, the defense, and finally, I'm just gonna say complacency. I think complacency. I think all of them have a little bit to do with each other. Mikel Arteta, his substitutions showed that he got his team decision was wrong. His tactics from the beginning, I felt like he admitting that Trossard needed to come out at halftime is admitting that you're wrong to play him in the first place or to start him in the first place.
That's the only. I think that's the only mistake. Well, not even a mistake. I think that's the only issue he had today was Trossard didn't do what we thought Trossard would be doing. But other than that, I can't say the system was wrong. I just think, maybe we've underestimated what Eddie does. And sometimes, you need to see them out of the team to understand what Eddie's doing. And to be fair, look, I just want him to continue. I'm not sitting here and saying I'm his biggest fan yet, because we've seen this roundabout before. But then what happens? He reaches a certain game mark and he stops performing. But at the same time, did Trossard deserve to start against United? In my opinion, no. I think it will be Jesus if he is fit enough. But we'll also see a different team anyway. We'll see Zinchenko come back in, Gabriel Magalhaes come back in, and potentially even Declan Rice and Partey both being in the midfield. I've always said it, against the big teams, you're probably going to see both play. But when it comes to these sort of not smaller team, but the games that we're guaranteed, or let's say we're 90% favourites to win, you're going to see more midfield attacking options than you're going to see Declan Rice and Partey play.
Guys, I put about 50% of the loss on him.
I want to go that high. It's not 50%.
Because, okay, not 50%. Maybe I would still put a large portion, like 40%, because I'm saying the players only have so much they can do. He made the right changes to bring us on, put us in the right situation. I'm putting this on Mikel Arteta because he's consistently going with Kai Havertz. He's consistently going with this defense with Partey. And I have more of an issue with the system and the way that we're playing than I do how lackluster we were in defense at the end of the game. Do you blame that more? Because I think the reason why it feels like a loss is because we had control of this game. 2-1 up, we had control. What took the control away from us? They got a red card, bro. 10 men. And they still scored. How? It's our complacency. It's not only the system. There's so many issues in this game. We can talk about the system. We can talk about individual errors. We can talk about Kai Havertz. We can talk about Arteta. But the complacency and the mentality is the next thing that we need to talk about, because that was a major reason in why we gave away that corner.
For me, this is what I mean, though. When I say the large portion goes on the players,
I put the large portion on Arteta, but I acknowledge that the players.
Yeah, that's fine. I slightly disagree. I think Arteta does get blame. I'm not saying Arteta's scot-free on this, but what I am saying is, for me, when I look at the players, they're meant to, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's happened over the summer. Did they have a falling out? Did someone, get with someone else's missus or something? Because every time there's a bad pass, their hands are frailing up. They're like annoyed at each other. Saka makes a mistake and he looks annoyed at at other players, and it's like, what are you doing? The thing is, what we did last season, the mentality of togetherness, the unity, I'm not seeing it yet, and that's why I say I do blame the players, because there's only so much the manager can do in bringing the team together. Now, we can disagree with the lineup, we can disagree with the system. That's fine. That's why I'm saying, there's a part to blame with Arteta. Maybe he overthought it. Maybe. He should have kept Eddie on because he's the player on form, whereas the Trossard, the guy that he's been bringing on from the bench, and this is not the game to change it, in my opinion. You keep with your 11 and you keep it going, and that's why I say it. But when you look at the first half as an isolation, for example, there's opportunities where players should have maybe played a better pass, made a better decision in the final third. And they didn't, they were too greedy. I think there was too many shots being taken in this game where there should have been more cutbacks. There maybe should have been an extra pass being made. And that's part of the problem. And also, maybe Havertz should have come off earlier. I will say it. Maybe Havertz isn't suited just yet. Maybe keep Havertz out until Zinchenko and Jesus come back in. Because we can clearly see without enough creative outlets without a pure false nine. Havertz probably isn't going to fit in the system, and that's part of his problem. He should have maybe bought on an ESR. He should have played a Fábio Vieira, and that's part of the criticism I'll give him. Also, he did bring Jorginho, and this is why I don't want to blame him. Jorginho is probably one of the best controlling midfielders in the league, let alone in the club. You know, I'm talking top 3 in terms of just bringing control to the game, and he didn't do that. He didn't bring control. There was still chaos, and that's not a fault of the manager when his best attribute is to slow the game down, which is what we needed to do, because Fulham did want to attack, they did want to play football, and they had Traore, so we needed to mitigate that threat. That's why I say 70% on the players, 30% on the manager.
Okay, we need to talk about these 2 substitutes. Fábio Vieira, Eddie Nketiah. I think they both deserve starts. After today's performance, do these guys deserve to start? Because Eddie Nketiah, until Jesus is 100% ready to go, I want Eddie starting. And you had Eddie starting in your predicted lineups. Mm-hmm. My bad for putting Kai Havertz up top. And if we're going to take Havertz out, put in Fábio Vieira. Surely he can't be that much bad worse. He got us he won us a penalty and he scored a goal. And his link-up play on the left side was a lot better with Martinelli. The combination play. I think we should be starting both Fábio Vieira and Eddie Nketiah. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I think this is the way to go going forward.
Do you know what? Like, I even said it. I go, if you give Fábio Vieira enough time, you'll start to see he becomes our Bernardo Silva. You know, that's the profile of player he is. And when you look at him today, the impact he made was superb. And also, you know, one of the things I want to say about Fábio Vieira today was against the physical side. Fulham had beasts in their defense, they had beasts in their midfield, and he handled the pressure. He wasn't afraid like he normally is. He was demanding the ball. He was like, I want to change this game. And it wasn't out of greed. It wasn't like, you know, what Odegaard was doing, where he was having like 3, 4, 5 pot shots from outside the box to make something happen. It was clinical. It was smart. It was controlled. It was Zinchenko's got a better opportunity. Let me play into him. You know, seeing the pass and just that. By the way, that cross to Eddie Nketiah was sublime. That was a brilliant, brilliant assist from him, and it deserves a lot more credit than it's getting. Fábio Vieira and Eddie Nketiah, for me, on merit, should be starting against Man United. I think Kai Havertz has had enough time, but if, like I said, if Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko are playing, then I can entertain the idea of playing Kai Havertz. But I think until them 2 are fit, I don't really necessarily want to see Kai Havertz being played. I think that someone like even ESR should be playing ahead of him, or Fábio Vieira if we're going with this 11.
Oh, you agree with me?
Yeah. I think obviously if Jesus is fit, I'd rather him play. But actually, do you know what? I'm going to say something wild. Even if Gabriel Jesus is fully fit, I wouldn't drop Eddie just yet.
Yeah, I'm playing Fábio Vieira, and I'm playing, what do you call it, Eddie Nketiah. Now, I'm seeing a meltdown on Twitter over Eddie Nketiah's comments after the game. He said he's disappointed in the loss, but he's happy with his contribution in the game. Is that understandable? So, or people are just weird?
Who said that?
Eddie Nketiah's comments after the game was he's satisfied with his personal contribution so far, but he's disappointed with the game. So this is the headline that everyone's freaking out about. So Eddie Nketiah was speaking. He said, "We are disappointed with the result. We wanted to win. We had the fan support. We pushed. We got the lead, and we got to learn. So these things happen in football. Blah blah blah. But the thing that pissed people off is that every player is disappointed when they're not playing. And then he spoke about how he's happy about his personal performance. Where is it? Individually, I'm contributing a lot to the team towards the goals each game. I'm just trying to improve, and I'm just going to keep improving and learn." You see, this is why people need to read the full quote before they freak out. This Arsenal PR team made a mistake. They said they posted this out, and it sounds like Eddie Nketiah is being selfish, but he's actually not. And people online are freaking out about it.
Do you know what it is, right? Like, they've kind of made it. Yeah, they shouldn't have posted it in that way. But at the same time, it's like, I don't care really. I don't care about player interviews. I don't care what they have to say. I mean, yes, we're all disappointed. He said what we kind of expected him to say. And to be fair, you should be happy with his personal contributions because he's been scoring. There's nothing more he can do. If he's not scoring, he's getting the assist. So I think he's not been a problem in these games, but I've always said it. For me, the thing he needs to break is that 5-match game. Because it seems like after 5 games of scoring, or like when he scores consistently for like 4 or 5 games, it stops and his performances start dipping. As long as he can stay consistent beyond that, or maybe have one-off game and then comes back for the 7th game, that's fine. But that's what I want to see, more consistency. I do think there's a player in Eddie, and I've always said it, look, the only reason I want to sell him is because I haven't seen consistency in his game. In the off spell, when he comes off the bench, when it's like one or 2 games here and there, he's brilliant for that. But when it comes to playing a whole season, that's where I worry.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. But for now, we're saying both of them should start. Let's go to what Mikel Arteta had to say, because Mikel Arteta had a lot to say today. Frustrating left dropping 2 points. Of course, it's frustrating left dropping 2 points. Let's see anything stands out. Let's see if anything stands out. So it's very difficult to accept that we haven't won the game. Obviously, we made our lives harder for ourselves, giving away goals in the first minute. But after that, the team had to respond that we all expected. So he went on to speak about his substitutions and how many chances in the substitutions. Of course, we need to be more clinical. And then finishing off, this is what he had to say. Fábio Vieira was excellent. He spoke about Fábio Vieira, but yeah, he made the attitude straight away, and he was really good. I think Fábio Vieira is going to start next game, man. I think Fábio Vieira is going to start, but he kind of ignored the defensive error that led to the second goal. He kind of just lumped the 2 goals in together as one incident.
But do you know what it is though? I feel like the reason why he's not commenting on it is he knows what's coming. He knows Zinchenko and Gabriel will be back in this team, and that will solve a lot of the problems we had. But yeah, no. The thing is I get it. I know people wanted for me to come on here, be angry, have agendas, all of this sort of stuff. But I'm not. I'm disappointed. Don't get it twisted.
But Jack, one second. Jack said, "Relax. We didn't lose." The reason why people are so upset is because it feels like a loss, bro. I don't know about you guys. It feels like a loss. This hurts more because we had it in our hands. We're at home. We're against a lesser team. It would almost be more acceptable if it was against a better team. Like, if this was Man United next week and we drop points in this fashion, I would still be upset. But if this was against Man City, maybe I'd be a little bit more understandable. Like a team that can actually hurt us. I felt no level of worry going into this game. I'm still leaving this game. I don't know how we dropped those points.
Yeah, but that's fine. But you know what it is, though? These results are naturally going to happen. You know, the benefit, I don't want to say, look, it's not a good thing, but the only kind of benefit we have is at least it's happening at a time we can recover. It's not like we're playing chase, you know, because if Man City do win tomorrow, that's fine. Okay, they got 2 points ahead of us, which is obviously, it's going to hurt us a little bit. But it's not at the business end when there's less games. There's less time to really make those corrections. And also, we know this isn't the 11. This is why I'm not panicking. I know this isn't our starting 11. This is a plan B, plan C type system. So that's why I'm not getting too worried about it. Yes, it's a disappointing draw, but we learn, and let's see what we do against Man United. Because if we beat Man United, we're back on course again. And that's how I see it.
Yeah. Zinchenko definitely should get a shout out too. He had a good part to his game, although it didn't end so well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean with Zinchenko, I'd say more Vieira, but Zinchenko helps us bring a bit more control and a bit more creativity and a bit more cutting edge to our passing. He's technically one of the best players in the Premier League. So I think that's naturally going to happen when he's on the pitch. He understands the role better, and people know where to find him. And it's a bit more natural to the team. Like Ben White knows where he is. Saliba's going to know where he is. Kiwior, okay, maybe he's going to be a bit 50-50, but he's obviously quite new. But yeah, I think Zinchenko and Vieira, man, what a cameo performance. That's all I can say about them too. Granted, Zinchenko led to the corner, whatever, but we should have been defending better on the corner anyway. That's the reality. I can't blame it on Zinchenko solely because the setup for the corner was horrible as well.
Okay. Let's go to some of these comments. Everyone in the comment section, make sure you give us your comments and hit that like button. Also, first thing, Rice, Partey, Odegaard midfield. Are we going to see this midfield anytime soon?
Against United, you might see it. I've always said it, against a bigger team, that's the midfield. But against the team we should be beating and dominating, you're not going to see it.
Yeah, this is the EPL. No such thing as easy. I hear that, man. I hear that. There's no such thing as easy, but what are you going to do? Bottle job DNA. Do you think that was a bottle job? Would you consider that a bottle job?
Not necessarily. I mean, it was a corner. It wasn't like we got absolutely ran wild or something. I mean, people are going to run that agenda because we bottled the league last season. So they're going to call it bottle job DNA, all of this, which is fine. Bring it on. Have your fun. But it's not going to last.
Eddie agenda needs to take a break. That is true. Eddie Nketiah has been good.
But for how long? My only problem is how long are we going to see this Eddie?
We will be calling for ESR after Vieira returns to Earth. That could be true.
I want ESR to start. I'm calling it now. I don't care about the cameo performance. I want ESR to play. But I understand, I want either to play. But at the end of the day, look, this is the wonderful thing about having a squad. There's so many plethora of talents that we have that can change the game. So we'll wait and see what happens. I think right now, obviously, with Vieira's cameo performance, his confidence is going to be high. And I think he could be a good player. But the reason why I'd say ESR should start against United potentially is he's a bit more physical, in my opinion. And that's the only reason I'd say that.
Leading versus 10 men. It is a bottle job. Denial is the river. Denial is the river in Egypt. Yeah, no, it's denial, actually.
We're not denying it. Okay, yes, to some degree it was a collapse. It is a bottle job, if that's what you want to call it, to some degree. But I'm just saying it's not going to last for too long. We're making the mistakes early, whereas with last season we were flawless. We've got enough time to correct the mistakes, and that's how I feel about it.
Okay, finally, time for the player ratings, and you're not going to like it. My player ratings today, I've already done them. And I've been very lenient.
I don't like that.
I've been very lenient. So Ramsdale, I gave him a 5.
Oh no. Apparently, understand, Eddie picked up a knee injury today. It will be assessed in the next AFC, what is it? Amden? You said Eddie picked up a knee injury.
Eddie Nketiah.
Yes. Unless there's another Eddie. I don't know about.
Eddie Nketiah got a knee injury. What?
Yeah. I can WhatsApp it you.
No, just send it to me on Twitter.
I don't. Oh, shit. Wait. Oh, yeah.
Is it on Twitter?
Yeah, it's on Twitter. One sec. I've not used Twitter in ages. Oh, there you are. I've sent it now.
What? When the hell did Eddie get injured?
I don't know. Maybe it's a lie. I don't know.
1 second. I need to check the validity of this. Oh, shit.
He is reliable to some degree. But
yeah, Camden is reliable. Picked up a knee injury. Oh, my God. Oh my God.
Okay, that's an interesting predicament then. You're probably going to see Havertz 9 now, aren't you?
If Eddie Nketiah is out versus Manchester United, we need Jesus back in.
Yeah, he looked fine, but I don't know how fit he is. I don't know how match ready he is. But he'll have another week, so he'll have 2 weeks of training and a bit of a game. So maybe he is.
This is a big blow.
But they're saying it might
not be.
I can't
believe I'm sitting here saying Eddie Nketiah is a big blow versus Man United. This goes to show you how far Eddie Nketiah has come. But let me show everyone the comment. Let me show everybody. I can't believe that. Get Balogun on loan, LOL. Balogun's gone, guys. Forget about him. Forget about Balogun. This is going to be a long season, boys and girls. So understood that Eddie Nketiah picked up a knee injury today. Will be assessed in the next days, but hopefully nothing serious. Was superb when he came on. Really grew as a player. Would start him next week if fit. Yeah, man. If he's fit, that's the big if now. It's a big if.
We'll find out in the coming days. Hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it's just one of those ones where, you know, when it just hurts in the moment and then like a couple of days later you're fine.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. Holy shit. Brighton have made 222 passes and West Ham have made 13, but they're 1-0 up.
I know. West Ham have been all right, you know. By the way, can we talk about James Ward-Prowse? He's actually been pretty decent for them.
You know what? Enough about James Ward-Prowse and all these things. Now we got to do the player ratings, bro. Everyone in the comment section, you guys know how this goes. We're gonna do the player ratings. Souls, if you can get the comments up as we're doing the player ratings, so we can.
I'll do that.
We can do this together. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this different today. How about this? What we're gonna do is we're gonna check off each one as we go. Okay. So first, start from the top, right? As always, we got the man himself, Aaron Ramsdale, and then I'm just gonna set us up to go this way. No, that doesn't.
Okay, that's quite nice. Actually. Yeah, I like
this
that.
Is better, right?
Yeah, that's
so.
Sick.
Ramsdale, what are we giving him? I gave him a 5, and let me give you my case. Bang average performance, 2 bad mistakes. I can drop him down as low as a 4.
But Bowen scored, by the way.
What?
Oh, Bowen scored 2-0. Shit, oh, sorry, 2-0. Bowen scored.
I'm just saying, if we look at this performance overall, do we say Ramsdale is fully at 4 and we have to give him lower than a 4? Let me know what you guys think.
Guys, can you get Ramsdale, not any other player? We're rating Ramsdale. Someone said 5, John saying 6, some people are saying 6, Jack saying 6, Big GZ saying 4, Esman saying 4, if not a 3. So I think when you average it out, everyone's giving him like a 5. It comes to an average.
Yeah,
Jerome
so that's
saying
what I was
5
saying.
as well.
Originally, I was saying 5. You found it ridiculous, though.
Me? No, I didn't say. I said Jared Bowen scored. It's 2-0 West Ham.
What's your rating for Ramsdale?
I say 5. I don't personally blame him for the goal, but I hear the reasons why people do. So yeah, I say 5. I think after that he wasn't really at fault for anything.
Okay, 5. Next, we're gonna secure that. We're gonna keep it moving. They gave him a 6. Partey, 4. One of the worst players on the pitch.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, do you know what? This game, yeah,
he was sloppy the whole game.
Yeah, he said 4. No more tears. Drop him like a bad habit. I don't know if that's for Ramsdale. Okay, so now the party ones are coming in. Someone saying 7. I can't pronounce that. Moses saying 4. John saying 4. Wait, I don't know. Okay, that's not a rating. That's something else. Clocked Orange saying 3. Jerome saying 5. We've got a super chat from M. Big up M saying big up Egal. Thank you for the super chat. Esman saying 4. So yeah, an average is like a 4, 5. Some people saying 3. Richard saying Ramsdale should have been a 3. Yeah, I say 4. I think everyone's going for a 4. I'm going to go for a 4 as well. I don't think it was one of his best games, but he was out of position. You know, I wouldn't say the goal was partly his fault in a sense, positionally. But yeah, 4-4, I agree with.
Okay. I actually did my whole player ratings today, so let me pull it up. Next we had Ben White. Ben White was frustrating. Overall, he was at fault for he partially was at fault for the first goal, but I'm not giving him more. So everyone gave Partey a 4, right?
No, but you know, yeah, 4 is fine. But you know what it is with Ben White,
I give him a 5. I'm giving Ben White a 5.5.
I'm giving him a 6, and I'll tell you why. Because when you look at he was the
basically
sole
the same
creator.
rating.
All right, but the reason why I say that is because for me, he was a sole creator for Martinelli's opportunities. When you see the cross vertical passes that he made, and I think even defensively he was fine as well. I don't think. All right, if you want to blame him for the goal, I think it was more the pass. I mean, what was he supposed to really do? So I don't blame Ben White for the goal. If people do, that's fair enough. But I'll go 6. I mean, 5.5 is fine as well. Eman saying Ben White gets a 5. John saying 5. Big GZ saying 5. Jerome saying 3. He's been very critical. Wild Animal saying 5. Musto is saying 3. Partey 5. Partey wasn't really at fault for the first. Okay. Took 5 minutes for every time. Okay, that's
the reason why I'm giving Ben White a 5. The reason why I'm giving Ben White a 5, I want to give Saliba a 6. So I'm giving him 5.5. So I'm giving him that breathing room because I feel like
I thought they were good as each other.
I think the difference between Ben White and Saliba is I feel like Saliba was not at fault for any of the goals, where Ben White, you could say he's partially at fault for the first one. Not a big fault.
That's harsh, though. That is so harsh.
His positioning.
But what's he supposed to do that Saka can't make a pass?
You know what? You got a point.
Okay, positioning. No, but the thing is, positioning. Okay, fine. I get that, but Saka didn't pass it. Like that's not to do with positioning. That's just,
I understand the Saka point, and you'll see by Saka's rating that he wasn't given a crazy rating. But I just feel like to rate Saka, to rate Ben White and Saliba in the same rating is extremely harsh.
But I feel like, okay, Saliba defensively might have done better, but Ben White in terms of creating opportunities did better. And I thought he was defensively.
That's not what my center back's for.
By the way, Brighton are holding 3 to West Ham, you know.
That's not what my center back is for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the way he plays. That's the thing. He was defensively fine as well. I don't think he did.
So that's fine. 5.5, bro.
I thought Saliba and Ben White were the same rating for me.
Okay, I think what the first goal is the difference.
But I don't blame him for that. But that's fine though. 5.5 according to the comments and everything as well.
They gave him a 6.5. What the hell?
Yeah, because I told you, like, what did you want him to do? He didn't do anything.
Saliba a 6. They gave Saliba a lower rating than Ben White. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Watch it again. You'll know why. You'll know why.
Okay. Jakub Kavor, what are we saying?
I don't know what he did. I'm gonna be honest. He did nothing wrong, and he did nothing outstanding.
I didn't notice him either.
Like I'll give him a 5. Is that the average? Because I don't know what he did.
Jakub Kavor. Let's ask the people in the comment section.
Okay, what's everyone rating Kiwior? I think they're coming in 3, 4, 4, 6. John saying true, so I'm guessing he agrees with us.
I'm giving him a 5. Because if we're going to give Partey a 5, who is poor, Jakub Kavor wasn't that much better.
Esman saying 6. He was the best defender.
Saliba was the best defender.
5.5 here. Yeah, I'd say 5 when you average it out. Some people giving him a bit higher. Some people giving him a bit lower.
Okay. Now we're going to give him a 5. Keep it simple. Keep it moving. Now this here is controversial. Did Rice do anything good or bad this game? Bang average.
It was very, yeah.
Bang average, 5 out of 10. And you know what? They gave him a 5.5, so they somewhat agree with me.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Right?
Some people are saying 6.
Let's see what people in the comment section have to say, because this is where the man himself, Trossard, is going to get crucified.
That's Havertz.
Trossard, Havertz going to get crucified, yeah.
All right, time to rate Havertz. Okay. First one in,
Havertz was wasteful in front of goal. Havertz really did create some good chances, though, on the other hand. He was offside a couple times, but he was showing that he was doing the same things that he did at Chelsea today. And that's why a lot of people are going to be scapegoating him, angry. They don't understand why we signed him in the first place. and he's going to get a lower rating than normal. I'm okay to give him one of the lower ratings in this team.
Daniel here saying 10 out of 10. Milland is saying 4. Jerome saying 1. Havertz 5. John saying Havertz gets a 4. There's a lot of 4s.
Havertz gets the same as Partey or less? Or the same? No more.
I'd say the same. I think they're both not that great.
So 4 or 5. Do you put him the same as Rice?
No, I'd say 4.
I think
a lot of people
Rice
think 4.
A 5. We can even squeeze Havertz into a 5. But
I don't think he did anything.
Havertz was not that good.
I think with Rice again, defensively was fine as well. He did break up play. There was a bit more involvement with Rice. I think with Havertz, it wasn't great.
22 passes as a midfielder is not good enough.
Yeah. So it's got to be a 4.
Yeah, that's what I gave him.
A lot of people saying 4. Some people saying 1s and 3s. So yeah, that's
uncomfortable conversations about the captain. Outside of a couple moments where he looked good, he didn't really have much going for him this game. Martin Odegaard had the goal disallowed, but really and truly, I would give him a 5.5, between a 6 or a 5. I don't think he had a good game. I don't think he had a bad game. I just felt like there was moments where he popped up, did some stuff, but never really led to anything. And that's really it. Like, what did Havertz? What's the difference between Rice, Havertz, and Odegaard? Odegaard had a little bit more passes. Rice was a little bit more deeper. All 3 of them were as good as each other. So I don't think it's that far off from giving him a 5 or a 5.5. What did Odegaard really do to say he stood out this game for you? Nothing, in my opinion.
I think the comments agree.
The difference between Rice, Odegaard, and Havertz is very minimal.
Yeah, Jerome saying 5. Big GZ is saying 5. John saying 5. Wild Animal saying 7. Richard
Why 7?
Saying 3.
Why 7? Explain that. Also,
Esmond saying 6, maybe 7. Odegaard was entertaining for me to watch. Fair enough.
Yeah, Odegaard was entertaining. And I was thinking he was going to take the penalty. But guess what? They put it back on Saka.
I did say to you, it's up to the team. I don't know what the theory behind the penalties is going to be moving forward. But I guess it's just to keep it unpredictable, I guess. But I'd say 5. I don't think he did anything good. I don't think he did anything bad. It was just one of those average for his standards.
Okay. We give him a 5. Everyone in the comment section agrees. We keep it moving. Next, I'm going to go this way. Trossard first. Trossard, another 4. We have to give Trossard one of the lowest ratings. The guy got subbed off at halftime because Mikel Arteta acknowledged that he made a mistake.
He has to get a 3.
So the worst rating on the pitch is Trossard.
Right now, yeah, but then there's one more that's going to get a worse rating.
No, that's not possible.
What? No, I'm not giving Saka the penalty goal. That's a minor thing. He still made a big mess.
3? I think that's harsh.
All right, let's see what the comments are saying as well. Okay, so Jerome saying 4. Edwin saying 2. Okay, he's breaking Leicester players. It feels confident. Trossard 3.5. Big GC saying -5. Trossard 4. Yeah, 3. A lot of people. Yeah, so 3, 4. So you could do 3.5 if you really wanted to.
People. It is a headache. What are we gonna do? We'll just keep it at 3 or 4.
We can go 3.5. That goes right down the middle of what the comments are saying as well.
It's harsh, but it is what it is. It was a poor game.
What did they do? What did they rate it? Sorry, I just want to see what
5.
the average is.
It's a cop out.
Fair enough. Okay.
They gave him a 5. They don't give ratings lower than a 5. Before we go to Saka, I thought Martinelli was the most attacking threat for us. I'm giving him a 6. Call me crazy.
I'm giving him a 4.
What? Really?
Yeah. He didn't convert any of the opportunities. He had the most opportunities. Let's be real. And he didn't convert any of them.
Okay. I completely disagree. I think that's extremely harsh. One of our most attacking players on the night. He himself was part of the penalty also. He did a lot. It wasn't an easy ride for him. The guy was the only real outlet. Saka was useless for the majority of the game.
No, that's fine. Being an outlet and being a threat is fine, but the problem is he didn't convert one of them. If he had like scored, I could have made
the pass to Fábio Vieira for the penalty.
Yeah, but that wasn't a great pass. It was a normal pass.
Bro, he had a lot of opportunities with cutbacks, everything else. It's not our fault that we weren't clinical. I think,
yeah, but he didn't do anything
think Martinelli, you're judging him very harshly right now.
Yeah, because he had like plenty of opportunities. You know, when people watch this back, they'll see what I'm saying. He had enough opportunities and he didn't score one. Let's be real. If this was Eddie Nketiah, if this was any other player, people would be ripping him apart. I get it. I get the whole credit. I just don't have sentiment for players. I judge the game. I don't judge what they've done in the last 7
Let's see what people in the comments are saying. Martinelli wasted chances. 6. Agree 4. 6. Okay, Egal. Tomorrow we will get a draw against Sheffield United. I never said that. I never said you're gonna draw. I need Haaland's fantasy points. That's the problem. That's it. Yeah, Martinelli was better than Saka today. 100%. 100%. You know what? A lot of people are agreeing with you. So it sounds criminal to drop him down from a 6. So I'll
you can give him a 5 if you
go 5.5. Okay.
Oh, this is gonna hurt my heart.
I'm gonna give him a 5. You tell me what you want to give him.
A 5. Nah, the man gets a 3 today.
3?
He didn't make look. I know people are gonna say it's a penalty, bro. He didn't even win the penalty. I'm not giving you credit for scoring a penalty. You're the penalty taker. You scored them. I'm still giving him a 3. He nearly cost us the game. Like, yeah. I rate the play on the game. I don't care what he's done in the past 4 seasons. I'm looking at this game alone, and I'm gonna give him like a 3 because even after, did he do anything other than the penalty goal? I don't think so. Or maybe I have too much high expectations of Saka potentially. That could be also the case, but I just don't think for a Saka performance, this was very, very, very poor.
Can we meet in the middle? 4.5.
Yeah, but then we're being too harsh on Trossard. We have to change Trossard's rating. So that's the problem. That's why I'm saying he gets a 3 as well. So Trossard was awful anyway.
Bro, I'm not giving a goal. The guy who scored the opening goal, Saka, less than a 5. I think that's
we could have potentially lost a game if it was like that's the problem I have with it. If he won the penalty and scored it, fair enough. But I can't because that was. But the thing is, if you recover from your mistake and actually make a big impact in the game, I can give him the 5. Maybe like I said. Like, maybe I've got too many high expectations of Saka. Maybe I think of him too highly. But
I'm going to keep my rating at a 5, but you decide what your rating is, and then we'll meet in the middle.
Yeah, 3.5, 4. That's fine.
Okay, we go 4.
But I am curious what the comments are thinking, though.
Let's see what the comments say about Saka as I give the Eddie Nketiah. So Zinchenko, so Jorginho, we're not going to give a rating. Zinchenko, we're just going to give a 5. Fábio Vieira, we're going to give an 8. Or, sorry, 7.
No, 7's fine, yeah.
We're going to give him 7. And Eddie Nketiah, we're going to give him a 6.
Yeah, Vieira just by default becomes the man of the match.
Yeah, so everyone in the comment section, let me know what you guys give Eddie Nketiah. I actually gave Eddie Nketiah 6.5.
Do you know who deserves a shout in this whole entire game is that Paulina guy. He was quality.
Yeah, he was really good. So, yeah, I'm going to give man of the match is Fábio Vieira. No debate. No debate. Man of the match, Fábio Vieira. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, for Arsenal, but if I was giving a man of the match overall, it'd have to be that Paulina guy.
Yeah, no, he was outstanding. But, yeah, that's that, man. Guys, you win some, you lose some, you draw some. Reality, we go again next week versus Man United. I'm still excited for the United game. We need to batter them.
We have to, especially after today. We have to.
We have to batter them. But yeah, that's it for now. I'm gonna bid you guys adieu. You guys have yourselves a good one. Big up everyone in the comment section. Do me a favor. We got 106 of you guys in the chat right now. Hit that like button. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a penny. We got 61 likes. We should be at least over 100 likes. What are you guys waiting for? Oh, yeah, man. I got a long week of content of people just roasting me because of Arsenal drawing. And in actual reality, it is what it is. We move on. But people are not going to let us move on for the next couple of days. That's what sucks.
We're the biggest threat in the Premier League. Of course, they're not going to let us move on. They're going to hold us through this draw until we win, and it's fine. Let them do it.
Low-key, Egal, that havertz rating wasn't low enough. Because I feel like he created some chances. Oh, yeah.
I'll be real.
Great prediction, Egal, brother. Yeah, my prediction was terrible, Pac-Man. Pac-Man, my prediction was terrible. The Man City guys are on my case today. Big up, DJ. And you're going to get ahead of yourself, Egal, though? Nah, man, I can't. Biggest threat, you do not exist.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah. You know what? It is what it is. It's a shocking performance. We move on. We try to kick it down the can, and we try to forget about this performance. And we try to go again against Manchester United. If we win convincingly versus Manchester United, no one's gonna remember this game. They're just gonna move on. They're gonna be like,
exactly.
They're gonna be like, why couldn't we do this versus Fulham? Reality is, Fulham might be better defensively than Man United. I think they are actually.
They were good. They were really solid. And
I'm gonna wrap it up there. You guys have yourselves a good day. And yeah, man, sad day, man. You know what? I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna do Vibes from the 6 tomorrow. And yeah, I'm gonna post this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everything else. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it. Sulz, you got anything to say before we go?
Call my people. Yeah, and subscribe and like, obviously, and share it. Share the video with people.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you draw some. It is what it is. We go again next week versus Man United. I'll catch you guys soon.